Sometimes you just need a spot again that really runs well. One fish after the other, making some percent in bottom fishing, or simply making some silver. Well, and such a spot is of course always the buffalo fish fishing at the Akhtuba, and that has been running for some days now, really well, simply only on banana. And I just came here now. I had already tested different spots before for arrow barbel, for sturgeon, or for kutum. And those are of course all fishing styles where you sit for hours until something finally comes that is really worth it. And then for variety, you just need something like this. In with the bait, out with the fish, and that in a really nice frequency, and above all, also in good sizes. And here even right now, the setup is not even so big. We will look at that in detail in a moment, then you can copy it directly. Off to the spot, and just fill the net here with buffalo fish. And I am curious, what else will come in? A white amur, I already had here too, so it runs. Look here, a buffalo fish of 10 kilograms just pulled out easy. That already fits quite well. Then Zach, out again with the bait with the ground feed. 20 meters, the clip, as always at this place. So we just cast here in front, yes, between those water lilies, exactly this angle into this area. That is always easy to remember. Zach, simply 20 meters and we go on. Yes, ball, I already have to pump in some energy again because the fish wear me out here. And the frequency is really good. We have now the 6th fish, and that in 6 minutes. That is how it should be. 1 fish per minute, and the next is already waiting. Now, I even have to take down the ground feed a bit because I do not want to overfeed the spot. So directly out, again, and pull on, and there the next is already waiting. Yes, and I would say after this fish, we look into the setups. How is the whole thing built? Of course, also a look into the ground feed, and then we already have everything, right? With buffalo fish, I think you do not have to say so much. I just cast again straight out. So just there in front, into that gap, Zach, a bit more left, a bit more right, fits already. Once tighten everything again here on the lines, and then we look here. So all setups are built the same. I'm of course here with my fitting setup. So accordingly, the main line and the leaders all selected. If you have a smaller setup, maybe a feeder setup for example, then of course you go smaller and build your setup fitting. Important here is the hook size. If you go like me right now with a size 1 hook, you increase the frequency clearly. Always nice if you do not have such a strong setup yet. And if you just want to have frequency, maybe even for pushing in bottom fishing or simply to make cash, then that makes absolute sense. More fish is worth it. If you are more after trophies, then you should rather go with a size 100 hook or a size 200 hook. Despite all, not too huge. The buffalo fish is not a giant, so we are not carp fishing here. The buffalo fish is still smaller, and with such a size 1 hook, you are already quite well. And here also again the option, if you want even more mass, smaller boilies. However, a 20 boilie is already a good choice. That fits well. If you want to go bigger, you can also use double boilie, 2 times 20 boilies, or even a bit bigger in combination. So let us first look. There it goes again. Yes, that is how it should be. And afterwards, we look again into the ground feed, and then we have it. I think you can already recognize the spot here on the minimap. I will show it again briefly. Wild carp on banana. Is that crazy or is that crazy? Insane, right? What combinations sometimes come that even wild carp snack the banana boilies here. On it goes, out again, and further directly with the next combo. Zach, and that one pulls again. Yes, that can continue like this. I'm very curious how it will run in the night. It could be that in the night, even more wild carp come. So directly out again, 20 meters relaxed. Yes, that's fun, right? That can go on like this. Perfect, yes, 10 fish now here at the spot, 9 minutes. Wonderful. Money-wise, that should also fit. And now let's look briefly at the spot. So that place it is, we cast here 20 meters towards the 4-meter hold. So 20 meters line clip, directly at the base on the main island, and then it already runs. The whole thing, relatively simple. Now, where is it? Here with the ground feed. There it is, and there we look inside. And indeed, I have relatively large particles in here. Large particles in the ground feed mean bigger fish but a lower frequency. Large particles, banana feed pellet size 12, banana crushed boilie size 14, sweet banana, also crushed boilie. The whole thing on cornmeal base, bloodworm larvae mixed in. Just something larva-like, because buffalo fish always bite well on larvae and insects. That works quite well, that's why they are in there. And then of course, the whole thing fully tuned on banana. Is there a neutral buffalo fish feed mix? Surely there is. I have not yet found it, but surely aromas like bloodworm would also be inside. Maybe there's even a better base than corn, something like sunflower seeds maybe. Possibly. That runs even better for buffalo fish. That one could test, and especially at spots where it runs so well like here, that is a good idea to test. Well look, it still runs further. It is already almost 23 o'clock, and on all 3 rods, again action. Yes, that can continue like this. That is fun, and maybe even the black buffalo fish will bite. That would be the variation of the buffalo fish that brings really good XP, and above all, also cash. That one is extremely worth it, and maybe someday I will have the luck to get it even as a trophy. Yes, so much for now. I will continue testing here. If you want buffalo fish, go to the spot. As always, test, and then we see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.